In this video, we are pitting 3 developers against each other in a week-long challenge to make an app. Then we're going to submit it to a judge and we're going to see who the winner is. So let's going to run an intro and we're going to meet our developers. Should we cut to this then of giving a brief introduction of who you guys are and your development history, shall we? So who wants to go first?
Yeah.
Okay, Jake's up for it.
Patrick can. He's well prepared.
Jake's up for it.
Yeah, I'm so prepared.
Patrick.
I'm delegated to Patrick.
Well, I'm a Swedish guy. I'm 40 years old. I'm 41, as a matter of fact. And I've been coding for like 4 years now. But the iOS development, I've only been coding for like soon 3 years, I think. Yeah.
And I think an important factor here is how many apps have you released in those 3 years?
Yeah, the first 2 years I released one app a month, which resulted in 24 apps. And I think it's 27 or 28 now.
So we just need anyone in the comment section below to just confirm if that's a record or not. If anyone can beat that, then they need to comment below.
Well, now we're going to seem terrible. We shouldn't have gone with Patrick to go first.
I really should go with Patrick last. Patrick's released no apps. So, Jake.
Yeah, no apps.
Yeah. All right. Well, me, I'm a British dude. I've also been doing SwiftUI for about 3 years, and I released, I think, 3 apps on the App Store so far. So a little bit shy of Patrick's goal. And now they're no longer on the App Store because I pulled my developer account for now, whilst we focus on other things. But during that time, learned a lot, met a lot of people, and founded an organization, which is pretty awesome, of which you two are a lovely part of. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Cool. Yeah. And yeah, then there's me with no apps on the App Store right now because I was learning and then went into YouTube and then went into doing the Harmony organization with you guys. So maybe I could partially say that there's one app on there that was partially mine.
I mean, yeah, you got credits with Journal on the App Store, so you've got one.
Yeah, okay, we'll go with that then. So yeah, but I think, when did I start learning? 2000 and... So it's been like, maybe about 3 years still. Kind of on and off because of family and other stuff. But yeah. So yeah, right. So we're going to have a challenge. We can go head to head.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got 1 week. So I've put a little bit of thought into what we could do. But what I'm thinking of, we're going to go portfolio standard because I don't know about you. I need to work on my habits. So we're going to go with a habit tracking app, a classic start iOS developer app. So we need to make a habit tracker app 1 week from now, but there's going to be a catch to try and even the playing field a little bit. We have to use Swift data.
Oh, you just shot me in the foot.
I was like, I got to even it somehow because Patrick is all over core data, like inside and out. That's going to give us all a big... So we have to use Swift data.
Okay.
And we have to include any kind of 3 animations.
Interesting. Do they have to be, when you say animation, do they have to be like 3D renders or like the page wobbles a bit or something?
Well, we're using SwiftUI. So whatever happens somewhere, I don't know how you're going to fit it in. I'm not too sure how I'm going to fit it in. But I was like 3 animations. So that might be major, it might be subtle, but yeah.
Okay.
3 different animations and core data. And we'll see how much of an app we have by the end of a week.
All right, I'm up for it.
Yeah, I'm up for it.
Yeah, I'm liking it. I've already got some ideas flowing for the animations.
Very good. Flowing is
I'm
good.
scheduling a phone call with Ricard so I can speak with him in Swedish
Yeah,
about how to do this.
Mr. Animation.
Yeah, Mr. Animation. He's also dabbled in Swift Data, so
And I'm
Oh,
scheduling in a
definitely.
meeting with Patrick to see if he
May listen into that call. Right. Well,
yes.
this
ready,
will be
set,
fun.
go.
This will be really fun.
Yeah, this would be great.
Yeah, we're gonna see how
I'll tell
far
you
we
what,
get. Eh?
It's funny
So
that
yeah,
the caveat was to use Swift Data because I wrote down a list of things the other day of things I want to really like look into, and Swift Data was the top of the list.
Yeah,
I
Swift
watched
Data
that.
has been on my list for quite a while as well, but
Yeah.
since most things I do tend to end up on the App Store, I didn't want to use Swift Data yet.
Well, yeah. But yeah, it looks good. I haven't used it, but it looks good. So how hard can it be?
we're gonna
We'll
find
find
Yeah,
out.
how hard can it be?
It'll be fine.
Die famous last words.
So Saturday morning, we started the challenge on Thursday. Patrick's already messaged to say that he's got a working prototype, so I've got a bit of catching up to do. First things first, investigate what a habit tracker is. Get some ideas of what I could do, what the UI could look like, what functionality it should have. Later on, we'll be looking at Swift Data. I haven't used Core Data in a year and a half. I know Patrick's been our Core Data guy, so I've been focusing on Harmony apps and more UI stuff, really. So it's going to be a bit of a learning curve, but I have started a little bit and it seems really, really intuitive and really clever. So I'm excited and I'm positive that I'll be able to do it within the time frame of this challenge. So I was looking at various examples of different habit trackers that are out there, and of course it's quite a common app that people make, so there are various different ways people have been doing it. I'm aiming for something as simple as possible, so we don't want to go too crazy on, amazing features and things like that. So I'll give you an idea of a sketch that I've made. We've got the main UI there, so habit tracker, very simple user interface with the ability to add, if it focuses, the ability to add an entry, an example of a habit. So if it's for a smoker, do you smoke today? But you get the idea. So now it's a scroll view as well, so you'll be able to scroll up depending on how many list entries you have. Potentially have some sort of glassmorphic design with a gradient background, just very, very simple.
Right, so for my app, I'm a couple of days behind because I've had some other things that have really eaten up my time. And I've seen messages from the other guys, they're doing pretty well with their projects already. So hopefully I can catch up. I've been thinking a bit about really the basics of how this app is going to work. So the main thing obviously we want to do is we need it to be able to enter habits. We need able to then display those habits, to update them, and then to delete them if we need to as well. The thing that's really tricking me the most, actually, the thing that's really bugging me is there's two ways habits are going to have to be displayed. Some of them are going to be amounts. So if you say I'm going to read 10 books this year, well, that's an amount, and you need to show the amount of, out of 10 books, how many have you done, and you add one as you go. But then you're also going to get ones where you say, I work out every day. And so you're going to then, in that case, have a calendar style view where you tap the days to kind of tick them off that you've done that every day. Now, the thing is that both of those can be displayed, that's no problem. But in the entry part, we need to make a way of dividing it in a sort of eloquent, flowing way so they can decide, is it a daily thing or is it an amount?
Hi guys, it's Patrick. So, last Thursday, we started this challenge, the Dev Wars. So when Friday rolled around, I was feeling it. So I threw together like a prototype, and then I shared it with the guys, just to make them feel a bit stressed about the whole situation. And it actually worked. Over the weekend, they were scrambling to get something done while I was laying back, getting nothing done. I had way too much to do. So, yeah. From this video, you can see that I actually decided to scrap the whole thing and start over. So, yeah. I started over and I got this done. It's totally legit, I promise. No, but actually, after a few days, I actually had a great idea. According to me, of course. Maybe it's not good at all, but I was thinking, like, changing a habit or starting a habit or maintaining a habit can feel somewhat like a chore. It can be really painful sometimes. Like quit smoking, it can be a hassle. Going on a diet, it can be a hassle. So I was thinking, what is the best way to represent that feeling? And I decided to design my whole app as a prison cell wall where you draw one line for each day that you actually maintain your habit. So that's what I came up with in the end. And yeah, I call it Habit Hell. Make or break that habit now. So yeah, we'll see. It's not the most good looking app, it's not the most useful app, but it has its own charm.
Okay, it's Monday morning, fresh new week. We've got about 4 days left of the challenge. I am on late at work this week. The trials of having a 9 to 5 whilst trying to also be an independent developer. It's always fun. I'm going to see if I can bring my Mac today and this week, see if I can get anywhere, maybe a meeting room on lunch where I can really sort of use the time wisely. But the prototype is looking pretty good so far. I'll show you it a bit later.
So I've just spent a little time just going on through the UI a little bit. I've just put this together. See what you think of the green and the black gradient. That's the basic UI. And now what I'm planning to do is if I get my finger right, I'm gonna get them all to display on there. I've done that as a Z stack, so that's gonna be forward in front of the scroll view of a separate view that will populate all of the habits that are in progress.
Yesterday, I made some great progress on Swift data and actually got that functioning, which was amazing, really intuitive. I wouldn't say easy, but a lot easier than core data. You'll pick it up quite quickly. At least I did, I think. I've only done something basic. But anyway, so I made some great progress there yesterday. So now I've got the basic functionality of the app down, and I need to go into the animation side of it, make it look nice a little bit. Obviously, we've only got a week, so we're not going to be making anything groundbreaking. But I need to focus on the design and the 3 animations I need to put into it now.
Thinking about this UI, so the habits, 2 options. Could do them as a square grid that kind of goes across the screen, sort of maybe 2 next to each other, and goes through that way. Or we could be able to do it in such a way that it goes across the screen. But what I'm thinking is I'm going to go with that more, because I want to better work out a way to be able to have it across the screen with some essential details that you can see. But when you tap on it, it expands into like a bigger detail view and obviously pushes the other habits below it out of the way, further down the scroll view, and does it that way. So I'm going to play around with a few different ways to do that.
I submitted my app last night through GitHub for the lovely judges to review. I still don't know who the judges are. It'll be interesting to see who we're met with tonight. It's going to be interesting to see how different developers build the same app with the same parameters in a different way. So different styles, different takes on the code, things like that. So I'm really looking forward to that. I did have the opportunity to catch up with the guys last night, Tom and Patrick. We had a mini FaceTime call as we were busy working away, all of us sort of right up to the wire, getting our applications in. It was really funny. And there was a few mentions, a few comments about things here and there that made us all think, hang on a minute, that, I forgot about that, I forgot about this. Bug fixes as well. I ran it on my device for the first time last night after submitting there were a few bugs that I found whilst running it on the actual device, so I quickly changed those and uploaded those to Git.
Okay.
That was terrible.
So, right, guys, end of the week. So this is it. What we've been working
This is it.
towards.
I just
Security.
I haven't hyped my own thing up too much.
Oh, don't worry. You've got to compare against mine, and mine is it's got a few issues.
Great.
Yeah, it's got a few issues. I basically ran out of time.
Oh,
So I got so
I
wrapped up
reckon
in
it'll
all these
still
other
be
bits.
great. I'm looking forward to it.
And yeah, it's a bit janky. But anyway, so first of all, we have to introduce our judges who are going to be choosing the winner. So you may know them from online, they're kind of active online. So we'll just bring them in.
yeah.
So if I can introduce you to Danny Bahar from America, so a developer you would have seen online probably, and also Mikaela Caron as well, again from America.
Now feel terrified about the code that I wrote. So I apologize in advance. Hey guys, how's it
Going. Good. How's it going?
How's it going?
Yeah, good. I'm a little worried now, but yeah, good. Thanks for
I'm
joining.
not mean, I promise.
So next thing, though, we've got to take turns of presenting our apps. I've enabled screen sharing, so you can screen share your simulator from Xcode.
Okay.
And talk through what's going on. So I don't know, do we play rock, paper, scissors or something? To choose.
Let's start with Jake. He's scared, so let's start with him.
Yeah. So put Jake first.
Thank you. Okay, right. First things
Just throw
first.
you.
Thank you. I have to figure out how to share my screen. I'm guessing it's the big share button, so let's hope this works. Share
Green one
information.
in the middle.
I'm sure that'll work. Okay, here we go. Now I have to grant access or something. Sorry about my unpreparedness. I will turn this on. There we go. Right. You'll have to let me know in a moment once it works.
It's
Okay,
that
I'm
FaceTime
gonna
thing
have
again, but it
to
doesn't
quit
work.
the meeting and rejoin for it to work. So while I do that, why doesn't Patrick kick us off? That'll
It
be
goes
awesome.
then.
So, did you want me to start?
Yeah, man, go for it. Go on.
All right. I'll
You're
see
going to
if
be
I
the one to
can.
beat.
You're too kind. Is it
There
working?
you go.
All right. So I made the app Habit Hell, since I find that habits can be somewhat of a chore to maintain, or yeah. It's a new spin. Instead of being all positive, it's mostly negative. So my app is designed to look like a prison cell wall, where you draw lines on the wall for each day that you have succeeded in maintaining or breaking a habit. These are all my fancy animations, and it's kind of janky, and every sub view looks like crap, but that's supposed to be. So if I want to code every day, which is a positive habit, there we have one line. And then each day you tap the plus button. And you get a little thing at the bottom. I have 3 different ones.
I like that one the most.
Yeah, apparently my app does
What
as
a
well.
handsome chap.
What's your
I
obsession
wanted to
with
show
Jake's face?
Yeah,
Like, this is the second app that you've used Jake's face in.
it was my boss, you know. So yeah, that's pretty much it. In the list view, you can see every entry that you have made, and at the top, you can see all habits if you add more than one. Let's quit smoking. I did that quite a while ago, but anyway. There. We do one more like that. And the list view, you know how to. The calendar view is underbaked. It's not finished. I can do much more with this, but at least it works for adding dates previous to today's date. And then they add here. And Jake's face pops up every time, more or less.
I have to ask, what triggers my face coming up?
The plus button.
Ah,
Yes.
I
It's
see.
each day. It's to yeah. So yeah, that's all of my app actually. There's nothing more to it.
Love it. Love
If
the
you guys
color.
don't know Patrick all that well, that is the most Patrick app I think I've ever seen to this point. Very good. That's a very unique. I just coming from because I don't know. I guess the judges have you've seen this sort of GitHub links and you've maybe built the apps on your own devices or in your simulators already. Coming from someone who's just seen that for the first time, very inventive, my guy. It was yeah. I like the creativity, especially. Nice one.
Yeah, love the animations, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks.
Mm.
How many animations did you have in total? Because we had to do 3.
4 buttons, and then the 5th one is when the thing that pops up, your face.
Brilliant. Excellent. Okay. Do you want me to go or
If you can.
yeah?
Go for it, man.
Well,
Try. If it works.
let's find out. It's not like I work in technology for a living. Let's share this. That should work.
Yeah, it works.
Okay, let's I'm sure that alert is fine. Right, let's go to the simulator. You can see this, right?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so let me see if I can. There's probably a load of beta apps on here and things like that. So this is Habit Track, aptly named. I kept it quite basic. So there's the logo I made for Habit Track. It's kind of, in essence, the aesthetic of the app that I tried to just put into the logo a little bit. Kind of like you've got the opacity on some of the elements that are higher than others, and you've just got the plus and minus, which goes into the scoring within the app. So once you open the app, it's just a basic view. You've got your navigation title, and you've got a plus button. So when you press the plus button, it goes into this view, and it kind of softly animates in. I didn't quite get the score bit to animate as nicely as I wanted, but it kind of softly comes in. I'm kind of going for like a calm kind of vibe with the app, very simplistic. So it's very basic. So you just add your title. So, for example, same as Patrick, not that I do, but stop smoking would be there. And you could say, I want to go at least 100 days without smoking. So, for example, so every day you could go into this habit, stop smoking that you've made, and you could hit the plus button. And a nice little confetti animation plays. Needs to work, but it's there. And you can take a point away. I kind of wanted to go for like just a subtle. I was thinking of all different other effects for the takeaway. I was thinking lightning at one point and fire. And I was tempted to add that, but then I thought you'd feel pretty terrible if you didn't do it that day and you had to take a point away. And at that point, the whole app sets fire and breaks. So I didn't want to make it. I thought that was the wrong way to go. Also, it was a little bit of a cop out, but I made it slightly fade out instead. But that's really it. To be honest, it's just a very simplistic. Does what it says on the tin. You can add as many entries as you want in this scroll view of animations and habits and things like that. And as you add more, it plays more of the animation, etc., etc. So really, not much to present on my front, but it's simple by design. If I was to take this on as an actual project, I'd add a lot more animation, a lot more design, and many more features such as the calendar view, things like that. But for the challenge, I just kept it very simple. Habit track, 3 animations, does what it says on the tin, basically.
I really like that it auto saves. That's a nice touch.
Yeah.
When you press the plus button.
Oh, the confetti.
Yeah. Then no. Then
The confetti is well cool animation.
to add the habit that it auto saves. You have no button.
Oh yeah, no,
in
it
the
auto
fun view.
saves. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you press. You don't have to press save or anything. You just
Yeah.
so if I had nothing, it would just be nothing.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so it just means that you don't have to worry about it. It's just one less click. I know that's a thing, but some developers like to do just less is more. So I just thought, well, why? Might as well just leave it as it is. So yeah, as soon as you go back, it saves it.
That's cool. So yeah, because Swift data auto saves as well, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. So you don't have to add a manual save necessarily. It does. I believe it does just auto save, which I found out after it did that. I was thinking, how do I save it? And then realized it also saves, which is great. But you could add a manual one if you wanted to, but it looked great as it was. I don't think you need kind of the instruction per se. Some people might argue that you need that save button to indicate to the user that it's saved. You don't have to worry about it, rather than just go back because they might think, oh, I haven't saved it. But I didn't, so it's just kind of there as it is.
Nice.
So what are your 3 animations then?
So my 3 animations were very subtle. So they were, when you press plus, the title view text field and the details text field comes through. That's the animation that I added. And then the scoring was the other animation, and the minus was the other animation where it kind of fades out. This originally was very different. I did change it last minute, admittedly. They were completely different buttons. And this one, when you press minus, went to red and then slowly went back to normal to kind of indicate that subtle taking away destructive action with that color. I did have a completely different version of the app where you would hit plus and it would be more of a grid view, and you could kind of delete them as you go if you wanted to, and there was long press gestures, but I didn't manage to get Swift data to work quite with it. So I went back to my original design, which had Swift data built, because I focused a lot of my time on Swift data. I haven't done much with core data, let alone Swift data. So I was like, okay, 90% of my time is going to be spent learning about Swift data, which, by the way, was actually way easier and more intuitive than I thought it was going to be. And then the rest of it was the design, which you can probably tell. But yeah, that's my little app.
Love
That's
it.
all good, man.
Thanks.
Right.
Okay,
Cool.
Tom.
I guess it's my turn, which is it's slightly gonna go downhill a little bit because I ran out of time. I got really ambitious and then ran out of time.
Wasn't this your challenge?
Yeah, it was my challenge. And I spent the entire time obsessing over basically I overcomplicated everything. I spent ages trying to figure it out, and then I scrapped it all and just you get the app that you've got now. So anyway, on the simulator, if you can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I just called it strike, as in like striking things out as you're doing them. And yeah, the basics of it is just that's the screen, and that will have populate with the views as you fill them up. When you put in a new habit, this screen comes up, and you put in, I don't know, something you want to do. As it seems to be a bit of a theme, have 30 days not smoking. Not that I do that either. And then I do have one bug, which I figured out just after this, which is, first of all, a formatting issue that this shows a double and it shouldn't do. And it doesn't update there either. So I think I'm taking myself out of the running already with most of this. But that's where we're at the moment. And then you choose an icon that you want. So maybe, I don't know, what would actually be, it's going to be running. And then a detail of just what would it mean to you. Hamlet. It wails me Hamlet. What?
It wails Hamlet.
What?
Because we're English, our spelling mistakes are actually Shakespeare.
Yeah, it comes out as poetry. It would make me feel healthier, and saving it and going back, it appears as the view with the progress view underneath that you gradually do, and then the title, and then when you click on it, it would expand into. It was meant to be an animation there, so use your imagination if you want to. And then you can add one, and it would gradually go through the progress view of going through. Yeah. And
That's a
that
nice
was
touch.
it, really.
Yeah, that's really good, dude.
Yeah, and I like it.
Progress view is actually really easy to. I had a little look of how to do it because I've seen someone custom make one before. They were making a health bar for a character or something, and it isn't too
Yes.
complicated. But yeah, Apple's got their own progress view that's already tied in because you could also, if you wanted to, curve it and make like a circle around the icon as well, and all of that. If you put it in a Z stack, so yeah. So yeah, that's basically it. And then obviously, as you tap it again, it will close it, and yeah, you can add more in there as you go
That's
through.
awesome.
But as a proviso, yeah, I did run out of time, so it's completely lacking animations, and I've got that bug on the on the formatting issue.
Yeah. Overall, though, dude, I mean, I love the design and the idea of it. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely ran out because you know what it was I was thinking I overthought and over-designed something that I never used in the end. Was that I was thinking of habits, and I was saying there's either going to be two types of habit. Either it's going to be you ticking off days on the calendar of how many times you're doing it, or it's going to be like an amount, like I'm going to read 30 books in the year or something. So I tried to make this switch of with an enum and all this sort of stuff of like, is it going to need dates and a calendar view, or is it going to need like a progress view with like what I ended up with? And I ended up just scrapping it and going, just sticking with the one thing. But yeah, that was me going a little bit overboard. So yeah, that's my one.
Awesome. So what do you say, like 10 minutes or so to us will like do a
Yeah.
little and then come back?
We'll hand it over to you guys really now.
Jake, to save you, we didn't look at any code. But yeah, it's the reason we don't look at or the reason I kind of was leaning more towards not looking at code overall is because like hackathons, it's you don't have a lot of time, so you kind of just write something really quick, even if it's not the best. So like, just hackathons in general, I just generally is like the code kind of doesn't matter as much. It's more of like what can you make out of it. So that's sort of like what I did. It's like Thomas sent all the repos for him, but like honestly, I just kind of didn't look at them just for that reason.
That's a lot of weight off my shoulders. Thank you for that.
And I'm like, it's nice of you to think that we can write good code.
It's just assumed. It's assumed until proven not.
So I should have said I've written amazing code, and you never would have known.
Yeah. So for this, we just basically went through and then picked like one winner, and then just criteria of assuming you all use Swift data, because that was the goal. But we look at the code to actually confirm. So maybe somebody is cheating. But we did that, and then just based on like criteria of having animations, and then sort of like just presentation, what you ended up making. So we have first place, and the winner is then Patrick with Habit Hell.
Yay!
Well done, mate.
Very good.
Yes, congrats. Oh wait, do we have any little? What are the little reactions? Do we have fun ones?
Confettis.
I was supposed to say, can you do thumb? Oh, wait, does thumbs up do confetti? What does it? I forget.
Hang on.
Is it two?
Was it
No.
peace?
You've got a little confetti cannon in the corner of your screens now.
Yeah.
That was-
Okay. I forget what the thing is to make it do it, but we are clapping for you. But yeah, we chose Patrick's because we like the animations that you had of like just the little buttons moving, and it's nice and subtle. Of course, your animation of Jake that comes up, but we really liked out of all is that your animations fit within the application. So like it makes sense for a pop-up to come up, and it makes sense that like you have this chalkboard style theme and they just like slightly animate. It reminds me of like those old iPhone kind of games where it just slightly animates like that. And that's why we ultimately ended up choosing yours. So we didn't choose like second or third place. It's just you guys both runner-ups. Not first, but last.
Runner-up.
but otherwise though as well, Jake, we really liked your concept of making everything like calm. I loved the linear gradient that you had in there. And then the reason for yours is also like the animation of everything fading. It's nice, but it also doesn't make sense within the whole application. Like, because we just kind of see it, it's just like it fades, and you as a user would be like, oh wait, why is it doing that, sort of? So that's sort of the thing, is just because like the animations are there, but it's also thinking about, does it make sense within the whole application? Which of course you had a week, of course you just showed this to us within a couple minutes, but like, you know, that's what we have.
Yeah. It's interesting you say that, because one of the things when I caught up with Tom and Patrick, I said, how am I going to put an animation in a habit tracker app that doesn't just feel like it's there for the sake of being an animation? So yeah, I thought of that last minute. I was thinking, well, I had the confetti. I spent all the time on the confetti. I'm going to be honest. And then I was thinking, all right, I need to add something in. I just came up blank, which is why I really like Patrick's creativity in that. That was genius. Really great. But yeah, I was just
When in
thinking, all right,
doubt,
I'll add
use
a
your face.
Exactly. So next time I'll just
Use your face.
I'll use
Yes, make a habit tracker every time something comes up. You're like, great job. Like when you as it comes up in there.
it's just a custom video of me. Just well done.
And then Thomas, about your app, we love the progress bar that you had. So the path that you did chose, like making it progress. So it's a habit tracker. You know, you want to see as you go. And we thought that was a really good idea and everything. But yeah, that's what we came up with everything.
Well done,
That's
Patrick.
cool.
I think
Awesome,
very
guys.
well
Thanks,
deserved
guys.
there.
Well done, Patrick.
Yeah, well done,
It was
mate.
definitely well deserved. And as a prize, we have absolutely nothing, but prepare to have this image sent to you very shortly.
Yay!
Very good.
So,
Yeah.
guys, thank you so much for taking the time
Yeah.
to look at that. It's just a bit of fun
Really,
that
thank
we
you.
thought we wanted to try and post up and see what people wanted to do. I mean, obviously, I'm sure that other people are going to know about you guys before they know about this video. But what are you up to? Like, is there anything that you'd want to mention to people that's coming up or anything like that?
Ooh, depending on for you when you post this video, I'm currently working on an application that's called Fruitful, and I will be posting that. My goal is to post it by Deep Dish Swift, which is happening in, I have a countdown timer, 16 days. So I'm building the front end iOS app and the back end in Vapor. And my goal is to finish wrapping all of that up in 2 weeks. So it's very much also like a sprint, like trying to finish everything. So we will see when that happens. The goal is for it to happen, but the end product is unknown at this moment.
No, awesome. Yeah, that's great. So this should be, I'm going to probably try and edit this over the weekend and then maybe post it early next week. So this will definitely be up before you finish Fruitful. So yeah, whoever's
Awesome.
watching this, if you are looking for something, check out Fruitful. It'll be out soon. What about you, Danny? Is there anything that you're up to at the moment, or?
Yeah, thanks for having me. This was a lot of fun. I've been developing an app for musicians. It's a sheet music reader app. So I've been pushing updates to it. Trying to push the update like maybe every couple of weeks. So yeah, download it on the App Store if you're interested. Check it out. It's free.
Awesome. That's awesome. What's the name of it again?
Oh, it's Tutti. Tutti.
Cool. Awesome.
Awesome.
I'll find it and I'll include a link below as well. So if anyone's watching and want to check it out, then there'll be a link to the App Store below then.
So it's a huge well done to Patrick, a well-deserved victory for the first Dev Wars episode. Comment below of what you think was your favourite one. Obviously, if you support Patrick, let us know. Any aspects of the apps that you liked or didn't like that you would like to have seen improved on. Again, comment below and let us know. And we're going to be back with another challenge very soon.